Bupup's been a community-based project since the start. The Council's been privileged to be an enabler, facilitator and partner in helping to deliver the vision of the local Aboriginal community, which was to ensure that the education and wellbeing of Aboriginal children was a priority. The vision and philosophy for the centre was developed by the Aboriginal community and in a 3-year period achieved an interim centre and a permanent purpose-built self-managed centre.
I tried a couple of other daycares and they were either closed in, the kids couldn't see out properly, they didn't sort of feel comfortable when we just went to sign them in, you know, sort of thing. And I heard about Bubup Wilam. So I've come in and to see about housing, and the girls loved it because it was open, they could see helicopters, the waterfalls and that was going next door. And they just loved the scenery. The staff just made them feel really welcome, which made it easier for me to leave them, because at that time I wasn't sort of confident about raising them.
My name is Jetta Charles. I'm a Machi Machi Yorta Yorta woman. I have also been at Bubup Wilam for 4 years. Now I am the kindergarten teacher in the Tanarong room, which is the 4-year-old room.
We're an Aboriginal child family centre and we have only Aboriginal families and children who attend this centre. So at the moment we have about 52 children who come into the centre from babies through to 6-year-olds.
Half of the work we do is long day care and kinder. The other half is working with families. Been heavily involved in community engagement where parents are coming in, they're going to the aquatic centre next door, and it's building up a whole healthy lifestyle. The earlier they come and the longer they stay, the more opportunity you actually have to do some enhanced programs. The kids have a swimming program, there's a nutrition program.
Learning through story is an absolutely natural way of introducing children to literacy and numeracy. We can see what they're thinking and hear what they're thinking when they play, and that is the way that we then can build on their learning through knowing what they're thinking about.
I suppose that's what's different from other centres here. Our centre here, we carry a lot of trauma that's come through, you know, down from the history.
Some of the non-Aboriginal staff find it difficult to deal with that.
We have high ratio of staff to the children, but we need that.
What we're saying is their suitcase is packed with a lot of things that they need to unpack and replace with things that they're going to help them to go on with the journey.
My child who's just gone off to school this year, we've had him for 3 years.
3 years.
And when he first started coming to Neville Street, I didn't know how to deal with him, just in the sense that like I would go near him and he would scream, and he wouldn't play alongside other children, and he just would hover everything together and not share. And just working with him, by the end, like he had a speech pathologist coming here through Melbourne City Mission, and by the end of last year, everyone was just blown away by the changes that he had come through. And even his dad, he really loved Bubup for the changes and the support that we'd given him.
When I left the job to take the girls on, it was very hard to pay that daily fees, you know. But here they let me know about, you could be eligible for this payment help. Where the other daycares, when I signed up with them, they never mentioned that help they could give me, you know. Like, I had them in daycare for 12 hours a day. The food I was cooking wasn't very healthy, sort of thing. And when I let Jeanette and Jetta and Diane know, well, they got into a healthy lifestyle sort of a course, which gave me some ideas of how to read the food, sugar contents and things like that, which made the family life a lot easier, actually.
We don't need to teach them how to take care of their children. We need to help create spaces for them so they can engage with their kids. Not being able to engage unemployment, housing, all those issues. If the parent, and even domestic violence or whatever else they're dealing with in their lives, whatever other tag you want to put on them, if they're dealing with that, the child is the impact. There's impact as well.
Jetta can relate back to when she was a child and the issues that you had as a child and can recognise that in the children here. But I think Jetta has been able to move on from that in terms of, as she says, through her education, through the connections that you've had here.
Mm-hmm. It's powerful. There's 2 of us now in the centre, and there's a couple of other
Two others of our staff are studying for their bachelor at the moment. One of the big parts of the program, apart from anything we do with the children, is working with the staff so that eventually we will be able to employ more Aboriginal staff.
As an Aboriginal board that we actually have, if they're not working in community organisations, they're working in other places, like the president, Karen, is at the Northern Hospital, the liaison officer there, so she brings in a whole lot of linking herself.
After here, they go to the primary school, which is only up the road. They come down and read to the kids when they're in the year 4 kinder part. So that made me feel a bit more confident about going into the next step with the girls, knowing that they're going to have people in there that know them.
We have grown from 1 Indigenous student in 2009 to last year we had 20. And we're now 5% Indigenous. The principal from the Thomastown Secondary College is also seeing the fact that soon she's going to get these Aboriginal students coming through her school. So we're developing strategies from 0 through to VCE and beyond for Aboriginal students. So the transition for the students and the families is really great, because it can be tricky for some schools and some school principals to work with the Aboriginal community, understanding what do you want. Bubup Wilam have been fantastic as an advisory board, particularly to me as a principal.
School leavers is not going to change if we don't get it right down here. If I'm a low-income parent that's on a benefit, they get 2 days paid. They get the third one at a reduced rate. But the last 2 days of the week, they have to pay full fees. And so we don't get the child to come in. So it's just this, you don't make any gain. The child will come 2 days and then they're home for 5. They'll come in for 2 days and they're home for 5. And so you don't have that consistency of learning pattern. So, and I've actually, we've got to work out ways that the fees cannot dictate the length the need a child needs to be here.
I think when you have parents that wanted, and a lot of them even public transport, they'd be catching trains and buses, but they want their children to come here. They need their children to come here, and we obviously want them here as well.
I think there's about 1,400 children in schools in the northern suburbs. There's 6 to 7 babies born out here a month in the northern suburbs. It's huge. We only take 65 children here. So this centre needs to be replicated again and again and again.
I want to see this keep going, because we're only just beginning to really get this happening,
I just got more confident. So, well, 3 years later, I've still got them. So, they get cuddles off the reception, the teachers. It's like they draw a little bit more extra attention to my babies.
He was 6 months old, and I said, "Oh, how's he going?" Because I wasn't in the baby store. She said, "Oh, he's fine," and now he's walking. And she stated that, she goes, I'm worried because he doesn't like to stay here now. Like, he come, at home, he'll get his bag and he's waving, "See you later," I'm going to school. But yeah, this is their safe place. This is their place.
I feel I owe a lot to Bubup Wilam. They've kept us together,